So the government shutdown has lasted for, I believe this is the ninth or 10th day. Obviously a lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people out there blaming both sides. People saying Republicans did this, people saying Democrats did this. I hear from sources that, Democrats knocked down a Republican bill, Republicans knocked down a Democrat bill, stuff like that. They can't agree on a bill that we open the government. Um, Evan, what are your takes on this, and what do you think is happening?
So, what do I think is happening? I'll try to both sides this one at first as much as I can, and then I guess I'll give you my take at the end. What is happening? Yes, right when it turned to October, you're right, Jake. 9 going on 10 days now. The government has been shut down. Now, has there been precedent for this in the past? Has a government ever shut down? Has the U.S. government ever shut down in the past? Well, yes, it has. I think the first time ever was 1980. It shut down for a day. And then there was a couple more shutdowns. In total, there's been about 10 shutdowns in history. The longest one was under the first Trump administration. This was like 2019 over US Mexico border funding, which I believe lasted 35 days. So, you know, there's been some recent precedent for this in the past. I believe there was another shutdown in 2013 that lasted more than 10 days. So there's been some recent precedent for this. Um, you know, it doesn't seem like the sides are reaching an agreement. I think from the Republican side, they're definitely thinking a lot is like, listen, last year in these elections, we just had some big wins up and down. The American people gave us a mandate that we believe, that we need to push what we're pushing in this bill. And like they asked for this, so we're gonna put this in the spending bill. Where the Democrats, I think they're in resist mode. They're trying to get any victories they can. They're trying to
Even
just
if
any
it's the
any
wrong.
right. Well, yeah. I think that's sort of, even if it shuts down the government, they're willing to, try to do that to get a victory. So both sides are sort of dug in a little bit. And so that's sort of how I see things for sure. And then you know, I think it's going to take actual compromise and not just like, people in the middle like setting themselves up for like, I don't know, maybe a lobbyist career or something afterwards, like actual people who like actually want to solve the problem and get it funded, not for 60 days, but like maybe the next year. I think that might be a big thing, but really to answer the question, what needs to happen for it to end? Just more government function shutting down. Like we've seen it with the air travel and the delays, but like, what if people aren't getting their, I don't know, their food stamps on times or whatever than that? Like it's going to take, people waking up and it's like, okay, well, we need this back, or my constituents aren't getting this. So, honestly, I'm not really super opinionated on this. I just think my personal opinion is government shutdowns are a little bit ridiculous. I think it's theater. I think it's not actually solving the real problem. But we're here, so we got to work around it.
Yeah, I think this whole fight is over. Obviously putting illegal, and I don't wanna go too far on that, but I think the whole fight on this is putting illegal immigrants over the American people. Obviously with healthcare and stuff like that. I think that, Democrats want, healthcare for everybody, and that's a good thing. But like, if you're breaking the law in this country, why should you get healthcare? I mean, everyone. So let me explain that a little further. Everyone has the right to healthcare, but if you're breaking the law, you obviously have rights, but like, are they totally accessible to you when you're breaking the law?
Right, and that's actually a constitutional question too. Is it's like, do those same people like have all constitutional rights as as maybe me and you do as U.S. citizens? It's good questions. I wish we'd like Jake was having. I wish we'd have more of the debate, but it doesn't sound like they're debating these issues much yet. So
Yeah,
everyone's sort of dug in. We'll see.
yeah. It seems like Democrats just want those illegal immigrants to get free healthcare. Republicans don't want that to happen. They want the American citizens to be put first. But like you said, Evan, Democrats are just looking for any kind of victory they can get.